Welcome to the Agency Unknown, everybody. It's Gray Raven, and along with my good buddy Neon.
What's up, guys?
Okay, so you guys know how we operate. I find these crazy stories, and we pick on the abusers, especially in the Reddit stories. And I tell my buddy Neon here what they're about and the craziness, and we get his reaction and what I have to say about it. And we kind of go back and forth. Sometimes we disagree, sometimes we don't. But let me tell you this, we're going to be extremely on the same page as this one. Okay.
Let's do it.
So, sorry, Nia, go ahead.
No, let's go. That's basically what I said.
Oh, I thought you said something else.
No.
Alright. So, now this story is about a girl who lost her mom. She ended up with her dad becoming an abuser, bitchy stepmother. So, yeah. And crazy church grandparents.
Boy.
Yeah, we're gonna have fun with this one. But anyways,
maybe too much fun.
The OP's mom. Rest in peace. Okay, here we go. So we're gonna start with her first post, which was one of her first posts, which was the grief support. Which I'm the only telling it, so we can kind of get us full understand her story back then, so we know what we're getting into a little bit.
All right.
Okay, so here we go. When I was 11, my mom passed away from a driving accident. I still feel lost and robbed of my childhood. She would take my sister and I to visit the farm, go horseback riding. We would chase turkeys together and have water fights. I miss her every day. My dad is marrying another woman and my grandparents don't visit her resting place as often. Even 6 years later, I can't get myself to move past it, nor do I want to forget her. It hurts to see my dad move on, and my family leaves behind memories of my mom. I don't know where to start or what to think. They expect me to be happy again, so I plaster on a smile, but I still cry myself to sleep. That's hard at that age.
Yeah, I can't imagine what losing a parent would do. I mean, even like us, we're in our mid to late 20s, and I still can't fathom the fact that one day my parents are going to be gone.
Yeah.
It's just one of those deals where it's like, I don't know how a child could possibly, go through that. Like, to me, I can't understand it. It just must be absolutely terrible.
Yeah. For me personally, if they haven't fully got over it in 6 years, if they haven't got over it within even 1 year, I might consider actually sending them in to talk to somebody, like a therapist maybe or something, especially my child.
I could see that.
Yeah,
yeah, I could definitely see that.
Mental well-being. Like, I'm one of those people where I will put my own mental well-being aside to make sure they're okay before I deal with mine. Once I deal with all that, I will shed a tear. Have a moment to shed a tear. That's kind of who I am. Not healthy, I'll admit that, but that's just how I am.
Well, I mean,
you get what I'm saying,
I get that 100%. But, like, for me, it would probably be closer to, like, maybe 3 to 5 years. Because, yes, I mean, losing a parent that young, to me, as, for a child, it's going to be more heavier on a child than it would an adult, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So
I get what you're saying.
I would probably go a little bit longer than a year, but that's just me. Because you have to give them some time to really reel, like, what exactly is going on. Yeah, mainly because due to the lack of life experience.
Yeah. So we both agree, though. If we need to, we gotta send them to talk to somebody.
100%.
Yep. So now we're going to go into her question about if she's the asshole in this situation.
Okay.
Am I the asshole for insulting my father's girlfriend and telling her to get out of our lives?
Okay.
Yeah. My mother was my world. I remember reading books, watching documentaries, and going on road trips with her. She baked my sister and I cookies whenever we were sick. Her and Dad would take us hiking every other week. I still miss her even now. When I was 11 years old, she passed away from a driving accident. It was the hardest year of my life, and it hasn't gotten easier. 2 years later, after she passed, my father started dating a woman named Nicole. And 4 years later, they are getting married.
Okay.
Nicole is younger than my father. After dating Nicole, I saw my father come back into his shell, but it turned into something else. Nicole brought adventure back into his life, but they often went on elaborate trips and frequent night outs. During all of this, I felt neglected. My father slowly stopped taking my sister and I on our weekly hikes. He started speaking less and less over calls, and he even once forgot my mother's birthday. After she came into our lives, I started losing my father. He wasn't there anymore. So far, I'm not liking this girlfriend.
Yeah, I mean, especially, did all of this start happening after they got married?
I had a feeling this was going on before they got married a little bit. That's what it's kind of getting to me, because, this kind of thing just doesn't usually happens right after marriage. Sometimes it goes on even during the dating phase. So I kind of assume
that's tough. That's tough to gauge because, usually when it comes to stuff like that, I'm no expert on this, but usually people hide that side of them until after they know that they're getting married. Because, much as I hate to say it, for people who think that way, that's a point of no return. So they can start showing their true colors.
Yeah.
Think about it this way. You got people who it's all kumbaya, up until they get married, and right after they get married, people change. Why?
I kind of think I know why the dad is turning blind to this. His soon-to-be girlfriend is very younger than him. That's a little bit of a pride for anybody.
I guess. Yeah, I can see that. As a man, yeah, I can see that. But, that's still no reason to completely back out on what is basically your routine.
Maybe, she has something around him. She just has him around her finger or something. I don't know. I don't know how.
That's probably it.
I'm going to go with that. It's probably because she's younger.
I don't know. There's usually more to that than just age. But yeah, I'm going to go with the fact that he has her wrapped around the finger.
You mean she has him?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. And I don't know. I always believe this. It depends on the person you're with. They can bring out the best in you, bring in the worst in you. I think in this relationship, when they started dating, it was bringing out the worst in them.
We'll see. Obviously, there's more story to get to.
Okay, here we go. One time when my sister and I were home alone, she fell down the stairs, had a huge cut on her forehead. It was clear she needed stitches, so I called my dad immediately. Nicole answered the phone, and I told her to give the phone to my dad. She refused, saying he was busy. Before I could get another word in, she disconnected the call. I embarrassedly had to ask the neighbor to bring us to urgent care, where my dad later met us. This woman at one point removed my mother's picture from the fire mantle to put a picture of her and my dad from their trip to Washington. The thing that tripped me over the edge was when she made my father forget about my mother's birthday. Every year, my sister and I go with our father to visit my mother on her birthday. It was an annual tradition even before Nicole entered our lives. Nicole and my father went on a trip to Florida and were supposed to bring me back 3 days before my mother's birthday. But because this woman is motion sick, my father decided to break the drive back into small intervals to make it easier on her. Because of this, he ended up missing our annual trip. He didn't even call of us.
Yeah, she's definitely fucking controlling him at that point.
I'm starting to question if she actually had motion sick.
I wouldn't go that far, conspiracy-wise. But,
I'm a conspiracy guy here. So.
I know that, but at the same time, it's just removing your mom's picture, purposely forgetting. To me, this person is a control freak.
And it's not even her house.
Exactly. It's not your house.
She's allowed to take shit out.
Exactly. It's like, I mean, if somebody came into my house, started removing all the pictures of my family, no. You get the hell out of my house, because you're not welcome here.
Yeah, if they start doing that, then they need to offer me a better spot.
Well, not only that, but like, dude, like, if you come in here, wreck my stuff, and then act like, oh, this never happened. No, it happened, dude. Like,
yeah.
No, like, get out of my house.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm one of those guys that I don't care if they want to reorganize a little bit, but there's certain rooms that I will not go against. You want to know what those are? My office space and my living room, because that's where I mostly frequent.
I get you there.
I like it, but no, they don't just come in and just say, "Oh, I'm going to bye bye to this."
Exactly.
No, you need to get my permission first. It's my house. Yep. Anyways, shall we continue?
Yeah, let's do it.
But I want to comment though on the stitches part.
Yeah, I was gonna say something back there too.
You're welcome to go ahead.
I mean, get it. Maybe he was busy. Okay, I understand. But hanging up immediately before asking what's wrong? That's a huge red flag. Huge red flag.
I have a feeling he was not that busy as we're thinking it was. I think it was more like one of those things where she only was saying he was busy because he was having fun at the club.
Well, I wouldn't go to the club part. But at this, what I'm thinking was she's didn't. What?
I'm sorry. What I mean is, when I'm saying the club is because it seems like they go on a lot of dates and neglecting those kids. So.
Oh, okay. I get
that's
that.
why I'm assuming it's the club.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, I'm just gonna say dinner date, but I'm just gonna say, she just didn't want to be bothered, so she just hung up. But like, if you really did truly give two fucks about these kids and about your future husband's kids, you would listen. Like, you would say, oh crap, someone's hurt. All right, we're coming home right now. Like, it's not that hard to be a good person. But yet people prove to me time and time again that they fail at it.
No, if it was me personally and I found out my date's kids were hurt and she told me that, you want to know what the first thing I'm going to say is?
What?
Let's get the waiter. We need to pay our bill. We're getting out of here.
Exactly. I agree 100%. Or you go, take my car, I'll pay the bill, you come get me when everything is resolved. Like, I
wouldn't give up my car.
Well, you know what I mean.
I'll just try to weigh down the waiter how loud as I can, going, hey, we need a bill right now. We got an emergency. We need to get.
Yeah, it's not that difficult, people.
Yeah, I'll have her maybe I'll go have her here's my card. Go pay the bill. I'm gonna go bring the car around. All right.
Yeah, or something like that.
Just at least let them know we're coming. We're getting out of there fast. Anyways, let's go. Because we're going for more. Ready? Now, you're going to hate this part and you're going to agree with OP. Because I found the dad stupid in this situation, what I'm about to tell you. Not even a week later, my father has the nerve to tell us about an exciting surprise.
About what? Sorry.
Nicole is pregnant.
Shit.
I get angry and tell my father, you need to knock her ass up when you can't even be here for us.
Exactly. Come on, bro. Exactly. Like, what makes you think, she is neglecting, she's going to be this kid's stepmother. She needs to be a mother figure. She can't be like, they're just people living in our house. Bro, they're kids.
Sadly, here's this. I think I know what's going on here.
What?
Sadly, I'm lucky I grew up with a good stepdad, where he didn't see me as his stepson. The term was there, but he didn't really see it as that. When you and I knew me, I think you one time questioned me about when you saw my bio dad and then my stepdad.
I think so.
You saw my stepdad first, and I called him dad.
Yeah.
And then when my bio dad came at one point, you were like, wait a minute, but I thought that guy was your dad.
Yeah.
Then I had to explain to you that he was my stepdad.
Yeah, I didn't know that at the time, yeah.
Yeah, my stepdad was I called him dad because I grew up with him.
Yeah.
And, interesting story that according to my mom, my grandparents, his parents, they did not want me to call him grandma or grandpa until I decided to call him that.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah, and according to my mom, when I called my step-grandma grandma for the first time, she was so happy she couldn't even speak at that moment.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's an example of good step parents.
Exactly.
That's a good step family right there.
Getting back to my original point, no, I understand 100% what you're coming from. But getting back to my original point is, if you neglect your current children, which I'm going to call her kids just for the situation, if you neglect your kids and have another one, what makes you think I'm not going to neglect that one?
That's the problem. You want to know what in her mind is?
What?
Those are not her kids.
I know.
So in her mind, it's like this. The only time she has the mother instincts, or you like to call it, it's only for her actual biological kids.
Yeah.
Which is sad that these kind of people exist.
Once again, I don't understand it.
That's why I always say this. If you don't like having stepkids, don't date a single parent.
Exactly. It's not that difficult.
Okay. Anyways, I then looked at Nicole and tell her she's a disgusting piece of trash. Well, that's putting it nicely than what I would have called her.
Right.
And to get out of our lives. My father gets angry and yells at me to go up to my room. Later, my grandpa unexpectedly came over to pick me up. My father didn't text me shit. Even as I left, he wouldn't even look at me. It's been 2 days and I'm still at my grandparents' home. I feel ashamed for what I said, yet I don't feel overwhelming regret. Am I the asshole? Now there's an edit explaining how big about the cut. So allow me to go into that a little bit first before you comment. When I saw how deep the cut was, I immediately called my dad. He was staying over at Nicole's place at the time. My God, not even at the club. He was not that busy then.
Trust me, he was busy, if you know what I mean.
Well, that's not busy to me. I'd call that being a fuckhead.
You know what I mean.
I know what you meant, but that's why I'm calling him a fuckhead.
Yeah.
Because he's thinking with the wrong head at that moment.
Yeah.
When I called, Nicole picked up. She said, hello. I said, sister's name is bleeding. Can you pass the phone to my dad? She said, Dad's name is busy. I can't. And immediately after, she disconnected the phone. I then left to go get my neighbor. So she knew there was a fucking cut.
Yeah, come on, man.
No, I would have been done with that bitch a long time ago.
Fuck that.
Done. As soon as I hear that shit, I'm done.
I would have called the cops, honestly, say, hey, CPS, like, hey, we're kids and we're getting, neglected here. Help us out.
Well, then again, she's probably the type that would lie about it. And given that probably they didn't record the phone call, but they probably got the chat call log, so they show at least there was a call.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there was an update in this post, so we're going to go for that. So here's one update. I decided to contact my maternal grandpa tomorrow. I'll let you know how it goes. So it looks like she went with the paternal grandparents.
So he went with either his dad's mom and dad or his mom's mom and dad's mom and dad. Okay.
He went with dad's dad.
Okay.
The paternal grandpa.
Yeah.
Which, when I mentioned to you the story a bit, the crazy church, that's them. Update 2. I've called my maternal grandpa when everyone was still sleeping. It ended up being a 2-hour call. I basically mentioned to him everything I said here, and how I want to live with him if possible. He said that as much as he wants to get me out from there, that he can't do much without my father's approval. I hinted at a legal approach, but he said he won't be able to see us if I got that far. My grandpa also shared some news info regarding my dad. According to him, when I was 14, my sister was 10, my dad dropped us over at my grandpa's farm since he and Nicole were flying out. A day after they returned, my grandpa dropped us back home. We were still sleeping in Grandpa's car when this ordeal happened. But when my grandpa knocked on the door, my dad answered the door drunk, out of his mind. From what little he could see, my grandpa saw the house was a mess. He told my dad that he would be bringing us back the following day once my dad was in his right mind. We left back to Grandpa's place. Then my grandpa got a call from my dad the next morning threatening him with the police if he didn't bring us back immediately. My grandpa mentioned that he would speak with my paternal grandparents to see if something can be done about our situation. Yeah, you wonder what would have happened to me in that situation? He would have to call the police, because you want to know why?
What?
Because I probably would have been kicking his ass at that moment.
Right? I mean,
'Cause
come on, bro. Like, are you that fucking stupid?
I know
Like,
you don't normally encourage violence,
no.
but this guy deserves his ass kicked.
I mean, dude, like, you knew that your kids are going to come home. You knew every single thing laid out, word for word, second for second. But yet you still continue to be a fucking moron? Like, dude,
Sadly,
like, how bad are you to get that way?
like I said, he was thinking with the other head.
I know, I'm just saying, like, dude, like,
I know what
are you
you're saying,
that,
but-
like, did you actually even give a shit about your daughters?
No,
like,
I think he just didn't want to make himself look bad. That's why.
but still, like, you're drunk as hell. The house is a mess. You knew that the kids were coming home from their grandparents' house, and yet you threatened to call the cops because of your fuck up? Really? You're an idiot.
He's lucky I'm not the uncle.
Yeah, dude, like, if I was the grandpa, I'd be like, no, this is what actually happened. And once again, why wasn't CPS called?
Personally, if it was me and he said that, you want to know what I would have just basically said to him?
What?
Do it.
Right?
That would scare him to know that I might have something on him that will make him not want to call the cops.
Yeah.
So
Which
for me-
he would have had something here.
Yep. Now let me check something quick. Okay, so there is an update. Alright, so here's what happened. Now this is going on till Thanksgiving. So here we go. Hi everyone, it's been a while. I really want to thank all of you for your perspectives and advice. Just wanted to give an update. Regarding Thanksgiving dinner, when my dad and Nicole revived, I asked if I could speak with them both. My dad said he didn't want to talk and went into the living room. Nicole still remained by the front door, so I apologized for insulting her, and she replied that she needed to leave and went to the living room. Overall, she seemed rightfully angry with me. No, not rightfully. Wrong word there. More like unrightfully for me.
Right. I mean, it's like, you brought this on yourself. Like, you were neglecting these kids, and they acted out against you. You don't have the right to be angry.
No. Anything, you earned the right to be ass whooped. That's what you earned.
You should be ashamed of your actions.
Anyways, dinner was awkward because my grandma would try to get my dad and I to talk, but he wouldn't really bother. After dinner, I pulled him aside and apologized again. He ignored me and went straight to Nicole. Okay, now we know who has the balls in the relationship.
Mm-hmm. Like I said before, dude, like, this dude had probably one of the worst cases of being I've ever fucking seen.
He is
like,
definitely whipped.
Like, come on, dude. Like, you used to care about these children. What the fuck happened, bro?
He got so whipped, apparently.
Yeah, dude, like, come on. Like, I mean, I'm gonna say something controversial here, alright?
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, but no woman should get in between you and your kids. I don't give a shit how attractive she is. I don't give a shit how manipulative she is. I don't give a shit about any of that. Get married. I don't care. Nothing gets in the way between you and your children. Like, as a man, that is your duty, to take care of your children.
Yep. And guys, don't think with the other head, okay? Think with your actual damn head.
Yeah, come on, man. Like, thinking like that is for teenagers and college kids, alright? Like,
This
come
is
on.
not a college guy. This is a guy.
Exactly. Grow the fuck up.
He's a full-grown ass man.
Exactly. Grow the fuck up, yeah.
Okay. I still wasn't sure if I was heading back with him or not. I really doubted, sorry. So I packed everything just in case. When he was getting ready to leave, I asked him if I could come back home. He said Nicole wasn't comfortable having me home, even though it's been a few days since the incident. I spent the entire night crying on the phone with my sister. Hell no. I would have been
no,
you're not comfortable.
That's it.
Yeah, I'm done. Sorry. I'm done. Well, I would have been done well before this, since this whole shit happened.
Exactly, dude. Like, how much do you have to take before you realize enough's enough?
Sadly, some people, they are just whipped beyond help.
I know that.
Yeah, so Now, we're going to go into this a little bit, and I do want to warn you, everybody, there is talks a little bit about the worries of suicide and worries about that, so I do want listener discretion advised. We're going to go into that. If you can't handle that, I would recommend skipping this over. Alright? Okay, here we go. Therapy and living situation. After having my call with my paternal grandpa, he called my paternal grandparents a couple of days later to discuss my situation. I overheard the call between them. My maternal grandpa expressed he was concerned about me, especially my mental state, and asked my paternal grandparents if they were willing to talk to my dad about putting me in therapy. My grandparents said they'd be willing to take me to their church mental support group or talk with their faith leader who specialized in grief counseling. Okay, this is more than grief. I'm sorry. No,
this is not grief no more. Like, in the beginning, yes, it was.
Yeah, I would recommend her to see somebody for that one.
Now this is something that a professional therapist needs to get involved.
Yeah. Okay, no. Yeah, I would have told him the fuck you are. If you guys do that, I'm calling CBS. Anyways, like, I don't like fully... Hey, if it works for you guys, it works, but I don't like faith-based therapy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like
I mean, I get faith-based therapy. I get some people need that extra motivation. I understand that completely. I respect it. But at the same time, there are things that faith doesn't need to touch 100%.
No.
And for me personally, I would much rather get my mind right and then go to faith, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So for me personally, I think I would rather just go to a professional therapist, because right now, faith is more like based on more spiritual and everything, whereas actual mental therapy was based on science.
Well, I'm not even getting into the whole religion versus science debate, because that just leads us on a rabbit hole that leads nowhere.
Yeah, I agree, but I'm
basically I'm the same way with you. Like, I would much rather get professional therapy help, and then if I want to, based on my own choosing, go seek out God or whatever religion you follow. That's on me, but that's just what I would do. But I understand not everybody wants to go that route. So, like I said, in this case, it's basically to each their own. So,
yeah. Well, for me, like I said, I'd want. Well, here's something else. And you want to know what else I want to do?
What?
Hire John Wick for the dad. For the dad. He needs it.
I
Not
get
kill
it,
him, but
but
beat the shit out of him, maybe.
John Wick probably wouldn't take that because he didn't kill his dog. But I'm just saying.
Well, if you know the story, probably he will do it.
I don't know.
Okay, John Wick, give us a shout. Let us know if you would do it. Anyways, my grandpa pushed back on the idea and mentioned a need for more professional help. Good grandpa. Good job.
There you go. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But they were not receptive to the idea. All three of them also had a heated conversation about my living arrangement. My grandpa said it was ridiculous for a grown man to throw out their daughter, and it was shameful that my paternal grandparents are not hard-pressed in helping me get back home. That's all I heard regarding the conversation. I have to agree with maternal grandpa, so I'm going to call it, I'm going to try to separate them a little bit, so I'm going to, for now on, call maternal grandpa just maternal, and then the paternal grandparents paternal. Okay. So that way, kind of get rid of the confusion a little bit. And as far as I can see, there's only one grandma in this situation, so, which is the paternal grandma, so I'm just going to call her grandma.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we kind of get that same picture. Alright. So now here we go. Now my grandma started taking me to weekly private sessions with a faith leader. I'm not entirely happy with the arrangement, but it has helped me start to process my grief in a healthier way. Also, I'm still living with my grandparents. I apologized over and over through text to my dad and through my grandparents, but he has not responded. Kid, I would have gave up. Sorry, but
yeah, at that point, like if your dad is that, Yeah, exactly. If your dad is that fucking hung up on that shit, he doesn't deserve to be a father. Like,
Yeah.
I agree. Like, come on, man. Like, I mean, just admit you're fucking up. Like, if you admit you fuck up, I guarantee you all will be fucking solved.
Yep.
But come on, man. Like, your daughter is trying to make amends, and you're just being a fucking dick about it. Like,
Yep, big time.
at that point, I'd be like, all right, I'm done with you. Like, I'm blocking your number. I'm blocking everything, bro. Like, get out of my life, because obviously you don't give a shit that I'm in yours. So I'm out.
Yeah, big time for me too. My maternal has called my dad many times, but my dad blocked him. I am contemplating telling my school counselor next semester all the details regarding my dad and not omitting anything to protect him. I also wasn't invited to my dad and Nicole's Christmas dinner, which hurts, but I'm starting to not care to have a relationship with my dad. I don't know if my feelings will change. In a twisted way, it was good he didn't let me go back home with him. The space has helped me focus on myself. That is good, and I agree. She should not go back to him. I'm sorry.
100%. Like,
personally, I think she's better off with grandparents because,
I agree 100% because, like, I mean,
I'm not protecting the grandparents. I'm just saying.
No, I mean, if your dad is that much of an idiot and your stepmom is just that fucking controlling about everything, no, stay the hell away. Obviously, you're better without them. Much as I hate to say it. Like, stay away from them. They don't deserve you.
Yeah, and I actually had an opportunity before to talk to the OP a little bit.
All right.
She told me something interesting about her grandparents and that church that they're a part of.
Okay.
They apparently believe that her mother's death was a way of helping the drunk driver that was the one that killed her.
How the fuck does that make logical sense?
I don't know. I heard stories of God doing something but that was usually to punish the bad people. Killing somebody innocent to punish a bad person? No. I never heard that in the Bible.
This is what I've kind of noticed when it comes to drunk driving incidents, excuse me. Usually the sober person dies and the drunk driver lives. Now, in my opinion, like, this is just my opinion. I hope I'm wrong. But maybe that's God's way of saying, no. You were drunk. You fucked up. You're paying the price. That's why I kept you alive.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't think that should be.
No. I mean, their reasoning is completely 100% wrong.
Yeah.
Like, do I agree that everyone is on a set timetable set by God? I do. I agree to that. You know, no one is immune from it. But to suggest that a person dies to benefit somebody else who clearly was in the wrong makes no logical sense to me.
No. I just never heard of God doing something like that. I'd never heard that in the Bible.
It's exactly like I said. Like, my personal belief is God keeps the drunk drivers alive to punish them in jail. Like, that's the only reasoning I could get. Like, okay, cool. Let's say that your belief was true. What was helping the drunk driver here getting in fucking prison? How was that helpful to the drunk driver?
I don't know.
Like, come on, man. Like, you gotta get your head off of God for 1 second and look at the real life picture here. Come on, man. Like, shit like this really pisses me off because it's like, well, God is almighty. Yes, he is. But at the same time, you know, just because you're interpreting it like that doesn't mean God's like, the fuck are you talking about? No, I kept him alive because he's a bumbling idiot and he's going to jail. That's why I kept him alive.
It makes no sense. It's stupidity to me.
No, it's like I said, it's just, well, anyways, keep going because I'm pretty sure it's going to get fun.
Alright, so here we go. I set up a meeting with the counselor next week while my dad is out in California. Not going to lie, I feel anxious about it because I haven't told anyone. I'm trying to time it so he's not here or can't be here when it all goes down. It's understandable.
Yeah, I get it.
So now there is another update. So here we go. Hi, I wasn't sure if I was still allowed to add long updates to my old post, but I wanted to give one. Right now, everything is a mess, so I'll try my best to be coherent. This, in hindsight, was an idiotic mistake on my end, but after I scheduled a meeting with my counselor, I mentioned it while calling my sister on the call. I never explicitly mentioned my intention to report him, but she started freaking out and telling me it was not a good idea. She ended up crying on call, saying that I would be hurting our father if I reported him. I told her that I wouldn't go to the meeting to help her calm down. Regardless, I still plan on going to the counselor meeting. I scheduled the meeting during the second week of January while my father was out in California. Okay, I can understand the sister being a little bit apprehensive because she probably hasn't gotten a lot of the blunt of it as much as the OP has.
But at the same time, you're in the same boat as she is. Like, you have to realize your dad's a piece of shit. He doesn't give a shit about you.
Well, it's also possible that dad and mom were kind of like, stepmom were like, I don't even want to call her mom. I want to call her a step bitch or something like that, or a step monster. One of those two. Anyways, I have a feeling they're kind of planting seeds in there. And that's why she's kind of at that. And sadly, that's going to take therapy to fix.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Night before the meeting, I got a call from my father. He said if I ever wanted a place to live again, not spread lies about him to the counselor. I said that I would never do that, and at the end of the call, and that was the end of the call. This was the first time I spoke to him in days, and I never gave any indication of me reporting him. I realized my sister must have said something, so I called her to talk. I asked her why she would tell him something like this. She said that he called her to ask what I was doing. She slipped up and told him I was planning to meet with the counselor. Okay, that's why you gotta keep shit like that hidden.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't
and
blame
not
my
only
sister.
that,
she did something
but
stupid, and it was a mistake, but that's why I keep that kind of shit tight-lipped.
But it was also, the dad also made a mistake here by saying, I will make sure you never have a place to live again. That is, you basically just incriminated yourself, bro. And
dude, you were doing that anyway.
Yeah, so what the fuck? Like, come on, bro. Like, you lost. Like, you failed. Accept your failure.
Again, if I'm the uncle in this situation, I would have gone to that meeting. If they don't want me there, then I would tell them, this is to make her feel safe.
Exactly.
Yeah. If dad doesn't like it, well, tell him to actually be a dad for once. Then
exactly. Yeah.
So here we go.
This is what makes me concerned. Like, come on, bro. Like you literally gave up on your children, watched your children get freaking neglected. You did nothing about it. Fucking leave, bro. You failed.
He already failed one daughter, and he's already about to fail another.
Exactly.
So, dude, come on. Anyways, I still end up going to the counselor meeting, and I told him everything that was going on. I told the counselor to please not notify my father about the meeting, and he agreed. At the very end, the counselor gave me 3 pamphlets for mental health support and said he'll follow up with me. He also dodged my questions regarding what will happen now. A day later, right after I got home from school, my paternal grandpa called me over and said he wanted to talk. He told me that the school called my father to set up a meeting with the counselor. He started yelling and getting angry with me, saying if I pull this shit, they'll take my sister and the baby away. He also said I wasn't raised to lie and continued to reprimand me. I never thought my grandpa was capable of being this way, but it scared me how angry he got. I also got grounded, so I'm not allowed to drive or visit friends for a couple of weeks. Well, you're telling her to lie, dude, so no, he's not lying. She's not lying.
Like I said, how retarded is this family? You're incriminating yourselves. Like, literally, you are literally telling CPS to get her the fuck out of there. Like, are you guys just that fucking stupid? Like, come on, man.
Come on. And the only ones that have good sense right now, I'm not blaming the little sister because, again, she's in a bad situation herself because they're probably planting seeds in her mind. So I can't blame her for having no good sense.
Yeah.
But the OP has some good sense, and maternal grandpa has some good sense. Come on.
Not only that too, but why the fuck would the school break her trust?
I remember you talked about wanting to go into school, but then you still work for schools, but then you found out how much bullshit it is.
And this is one of the reasons why. Like, alright, cool, we won't contact your dad. What do? They fucking contact him! What the fuck are you doing?
Well, they were trying to set up a meeting, and he probably just...
Still, you contacted them! You went against the wishes of your own fucking student. That's confidentiality breach. That's a confidentiality breach.
Yeah, for me, if it was me and I was a counselor, CBS right away.
Exactly, that's what they should have done.
I would set up a meeting with the CBS, explain them to the student, and even have them come meet the student themselves.
Yes, get them the fuck out of there. Not be like, okay, yeah, don't worry, we won't call him, and then fucking call him. What are you doing?
So here we go.
What? I'm sorry, but to the OP, what is the fucking average IQ in the place you live? Fucking 80? Are these people retarded? Like, what's going on here? Did they put something in the water?
Yeah, I don't know. But at least OP has some good sense. We'll give her that. And it's obviously she got it from her mom.
Yeah.
It's obviously not coming from Dad.
Obviously.
Anyways, I don't know what exactly went down in the meeting between the counselor and my father. From the call between my grandpa and father, I learned there was a police officer present in the meeting and that they were doing a wellness check. Also, my father denied everything that I told the counselor and chalked it up to me being spiteful because I lost my mom. I wasn't in a good mental state afterwards, and I'm still not. I called my friend and asked her to stay on the phone with me most times, or I just rot in my room. So as punishment, my grandpa stopped taking me to the faith leaders, so that's my current situation. What? Okay.
Okay, once again, I basically, it was confirmed. Your family is fucking retarded.
I know we don't encourage violence on here, but...
Dude, like,
these guys deserve an ass whooping. I'm
what
sorry.
What the fuck is going on here? Like, is your family just that fucking terrible at raising a family? Like,
I mean, the school.
What is going on?
Let's make it clear, we respect
and with the police officer just be like, all right, yeah, sure, I'm going back to my fucking donuts now.
I think it depends on which officer you get at that moment.
I don't know, but still,
there are those.
But like,
there's
once
like the
again,
badass
like,
officers,
what
like
the hell?
Ever saw Blue Bloods?
No. Yeah.
Yeah, there's the officers that are basically like they don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Then you got the ones that are like Jamie in there, where he actually follows the books and actually looks for it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you also got the Danny Reagan kind, where they notice something and they are going at it.
Another thing too,
they got the lazy cop.
Another thing too, wouldn't, as a cop, wouldn't have some red flags going off where, I'm just saying, as a cop, wouldn't some red flags go up where, like, okay, this is what happened, and then you hear about it, and a person gets mad about it. That is an immediate red flag that a person is guilty if they get instantly angry.
Yeah, for me personally, I think they should have called CBS.
Yes.
Whatever.
Once again, what
they called their version of CBS.
Where did they get these counselors fucking off the street? Say, we'll pay you like $20,000 a year to just come fill a space? Bro, like,
this is just
if a child is in danger or needs help, you get them help, not give them a fucking pamphlet. Dude, I'm not even a counselor. I have done zero work when it comes to mental health. No studies, zero, everything when it comes to that field. And I know fucking more than you. What are you doing?
Okay, so you want to go back to a mini update now?
Sure.
Okay, alright, so here's what happened. So now there is an edit to this update. Mm-hmm. Now she is living... Now... The edit, according to this, is she noticed that some of her posts were on Facebook and TikTok. I understand this is a public forum, but if you could, please refrain from sharing it or sending my posts on other platforms. I'm getting a little scared my dad or grandparents may find it on FB and my friends might find it on TikTok. Thank you. Well, we're not going to post it there. We're only posting on websites, and I did ask OP if we can post it. She asked us to stay off Facebook, which we are doing that.
Here's the thing, though, if you originally posted it there and originally posted it on TikTok, you kind of fucked yourself.
I think it wasn't her. I think it was more like this. What happened was people were stealing it and just posting it.
Oh, one of those deals. Okay. That makes sense. All right,
and I actually spoke to her, so...
If that is true, I completely retract my last statement.
Yes, so watch it there. Watch it.
Hey, I don't know. Hey,
Well, that's why I'm here.
You don't give me information, but you can tell me these stories, so I'm just assuming, okay?
Okay, but yeah, OP, just to let you know, we're on your side here. And by the way, Dad, if you hear this too, fuck you.
Dude, you're a fucking idiot. What are you doing? Be a man and step up to your kids.
I don't normally like giving people the swear words, but that guy deserves it.
I don't give a shit. Fuck you, man.
Yeah. Anyways, during the meeting with the counselor and police officer, my father knew to expect a wellness check. In fact, he's been home early every single day last week, which is unlike him. My sister texted me last Tuesday that our father came home early from work and told her to behave. She was panicking and freaking out, so I called her to help her calm down. I explained to her that a police officer might come over for a wellness check. So, okay, the cop's not too stupid. He's doing a wellness check. If he was stupid, he would.
Well, at the same, he was probably ordered to do it, so it's not like he had a choice.
Maybe he's trying to follow the process of the book. You get what I mean? Because if he did something outside that, it would be considered admissible. So he wants to probably nail it. He has to follow the procedures. So I'm going to give the cop an extra benefit of the doubt for now. I'm going to give him that. But we'll see what happens. And the officer... okay, here we go. And she should answer the police officer's question honestly. Again, I don't know specifically what transpired during the wellness check. But my sister told me that the officer came to ask my father some questions and asked her if she was okay. I asked her what she told the officer. And she told him she was fine. Nothing has came out of it. Okay. I can't really fault the officer too much now because you want to know what's the problem? He can't do anything unless,
Exactly. He can only do...
There's certain things that got a limit they can do.
Exactly. They can only do what they're told. So it's like, if they're being actively lied to and they don't know it, that's not on them.
Probably what the officer... If this is a smart officer, he might... Let's say this. If he did notice something wasn't right, he might make a note of this place in the future and keep an eye on it probably, which that's me personally. If I was a cop, I would be like, something's not right here. I'm going to keep an eye on this.
Yeah.
But I don't know this officer, so I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. So we were harping on him before, but that was mostly because probably, I don't know, usually they're trained to watch people closely. But
like I said, if he's not being told that this guy is a potential liar, of course he's going to believe them because that's what he's being told. He doesn't know any better, so who am I to fault him for that?
Yeah, and for all we know, he could be maybe he did notice something, but he's kind of procedure-wise, he can't do anything, but he's probably already made a note of this place.
Possibly.
Yeah, so we're going to give him that. We'll give him that. As soon as my sister texted me on that Tuesday, I started sneaking out to go over to my dad's house before the officer comes. But my grandpa caught me. He brought me back inside, and we had a yelling match, to put it lightly. I yelled at him saying he doesn't care for for my sister and I. He yelled at me saying he was tired of my spoiled ass and that I should be grateful that I still get food, a bed, after the foolishness. I recently pulled at school. No, you're obligated to do that because you will go to jail if you do that. So why should we be grateful to keep your ass out of jail?
Right?
Yeah. I'm just making that comment before I continue.
No, I get it. Okay, yeah, she has food, she has shelter, I get it. That is not a valid excuse for you being a piece of shit.
Plus, you go to
come
jail
on.
unless you put them up for adoption.
Course. But at the same time, it's just you're trying to do your best to protect her against the father who's an idiot and a piece of shit, while you are also being an idiot and a piece of shit. So, once again, I ask, are you fucking retarded? Or do you just not know what the fuck you're doing?
Well, guess what, Neon? Apparently, the nuts doesn't fall from that far of that tree.
Yeah.
Sadly. Anyways, I left in the middle of his rant to calm down in my room. My grandma came up shortly afterwards to check on me. She said that your dad and grandpa are going through a lot to figure out this mess and to please not make it worse for her sake or for mine. I asked her what she meant by my sake and hers. She said I need to mature and act like an adult and do not cause her stress. Then she said, you need to stop stressing Nicole. You know the poor woman's been calling me crying about what you did. She's scared for the baby." After she said that, I did not have the energy to enter into another yelling match, so I told my grandma I needed some space and left. What? I'm going through shit? No.
Come on, man.
Buddy.
Once again,
I'm tempted
I'm
to give
gonna.
you guys more shit to figure out.
Once again, man, I'm gonna say it.
Stupidity at its finest, right?
Are you that fucking stupid? Like, I'm not even a fucking parent yet. Alright? I don't have a girlfriend. Nothing like that yet. Alright? And even I know that's not how you fucking do shit. Like, or am I just not fucking intelligent? I don't know. But for fuck's sake, this is not that hard to figure out, guys.
Yeah, no shit. Anyways, the counselor did not follow up with me during school last week. Also, I think it's for the best right now. My sister had a panic attack last week. They almost called the paramedics because she couldn't stop hyperventilating. I know she is suffering and doesn't need anything else placed on her mentality. I also don't want to break her trust again after going to the counselor. She's the type of person to keep things to herself if there isn't a strong rapport.
Once again, sorry to interrupt you here, but once again, where the hell did you get your counselor's wish doc? That's their fucking job to check up on the kids that are going through stuff. Like,
no, they just probably placed it.
Come on.
They probably just They just basically put a paper on the wall of the liquor store and goes, "Counselor, anybody?"
Yeah, right? I mean, come on, that's your literally job, is to help children out. Like, if they're going through something, you make sure that that kid is comfortable. You make sure that kid gets all the help he or she needs. Not just like, "Oh, I forgot this week, I'm sorry." What? Yes, I get it. You're not the only, you have more than one person to talk to. But come on, man. Like, these people are fucking morons, man. Where the hell does she live?
I don't know, and I don't want to. First, I want to say this. I don't want to speak ill of the town, because not everybody in that town's probably this stupid.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
Yeah, but, I mean, come on. You guys, you gotta have better standards for counselors than this.
I mean, coming from a person who used to work in a school, coming from somebody who was going to become a teacher, I've noticed from personal experiences, what are the dumbest fucking people in our school district?
I don't know.
Like, I'll tell you a story. I mean, I was helping some kids out with some reading and stuff, just part-time work while I was going to college. And I noticed this kid was literally crying in a corner. Keep in mind, this is a true story. I'm not making any of this shit up. Crying in a corner. So I'm like, okay, I'm technically a quote-unquote teacher. I mean, not teacher. Quote-unquote teacher figure in this situation. So I went up to him. I'm like, "What's going on?" I talked to him. I got on his level. I sat down on the floor next to him, as is what you're supposed to do. Get down to their level and try to get to the bottom of it. I asked him what was wrong. He says he got in trouble for not reading a book too fast. For not reading a test question too fast enough, I should say. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like, so then I asked him a few questions. I'm like, were you trying to understand the question? Which is a very valid thing, because I read my questions slowly too, so I understand what I'm being asked. He's like, yes, I was. So immediately I knew that this kid was smart. Just from that one question. So I know he's trying to understand. So then I'm talking to him. I'm trying to get everything. He's starting to calm down a little bit. And then the actual teacher para comes up and says, "All right, get off the floor and start reading these books." Keep in mind, this kid was, I think, a 5th grader, something like that, 3rd or 5th grader. Mm-hmm. They thought he was dumb because he was slow at reading the questions. They gave him a kindergarten book to read. No questions asked. You're reading a kindergarten book. I looked at that teacher. I didn't say anything because I was in technically no position to say anything because I was only a substitute. But I wanted to bring out that para so fucking badly and say, this kid is smart. You just ruined another kid's fucking future because you're an idiot and not doing your fucking job. Once again, I asked, why are there idiots teaching our kids? I knew more than what the para knew, and I wasn't even in school for 3 fucking years to learn teaching. What does that say?
I don't know at this point. I gave up trying to figure out how they work.
It's pissing me off because I don't have an answer.
I will say this. Kids, do good in school. Try to get a better job. And also, don't always listen to what the fuckheads say. If they are trying to bring you down, don't let them bring you down. Understand?
Yeah, it's just stuff like that, man. You know, I know I keep bringing this up, and it makes me sound like a what's the term I'm looking for? Like a dick or an asshole here, but I mean, am I just smarter than everybody that I can figure this shit out so quickly? Because I hate to think that would be the truth. Because honestly, you guys, I am not that smart. Alright? And if I'm not that smart, and I'm seeing other people do stupid shit who are supposed to be smarter than me, what does that say? Like, God, I hate it. I hate it, man. Alright,
I don't know,
please continue before I just blow a top.
You're about to soon again.
Fuck.
Okay, where was I? Oh, yeah. Alright, here we go. She will not... If she's going through something, she will not tell you unless you force her hand. I still want her to feel safe and open when she speaks to me. I'm still evaluating my options and trying to find the best path forward. Side note, I keep getting questions in my DMs. My dad, as far as I know, currently does not excessively drink or do hard drugs. No, Nicole is not my stepmother. She is just engaged to my father. Okay, well, I'm going to call her the stepmom still, just to be safe, alright?
Yeah, because technically, yes, yeah.
I'm not going to run away. I'm not careless enough to do that, given everything. I have to agree, her best bet is not to run away. Maybe her best bet is get the hell out of that situation.
Exactly.
Okay, alright. There is an update after this one. Update. My sister is in the hospital. She got into a physical fight. Maternal grandpa is coming in tonight. Tiny update, I'm now living at a friend's house. Good. Get out of that situation.
Good. Yeah. Jeez, talk about a fucking roller coaster, man.
If I was the uncle, those families would have got ripped a new one.
Dude.
And I would make sure to bring you and
I literally
along. Send them one hell of a message.
I tell this to my brother too. It's like, dude, like, you do anything stupid, I'm gonna fucking call you out on it.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
generally...
I got a question for you.
What?
You guys are bikers, right?
Yeah, but I wouldn't call us bikers, but yeah, we ride.
Yeah. Aren't you connected to people that are bikers that are tough? Maybe you could send them to them.
No, we do not.
Damn it. That would have came in handy.
Listen, bro, we're casual riders. We're not a member of any club. All right?
Damn it.
Like, we just ride. At this point. We ride because we love to ride. Like, we don't give a crap about what you think of us. We don't give a crap. We're just out there just to enjoy freedom.
Okay, so there's gonna be some updates, and these are gonna be a little crazy. So they're gonna be a little jumble. So I'm gonna try to set things up as best as I can for us. All right. So they might be a little mixed up by accident. I apologize. So I'm trying to get these right for us. This will be my final update for a while. Over a week ago, my grandparents asked me to live at my friend's place for a week, since Nicole needed my grandma's help with the pregnancy. For context, Nicole has severe fatigue and nausea, and her mom was coming in a week later, so my grandparents have only one extra bedroom, which is why they asked me to live at my friend's place. I was not mad about the arrangement. I got to be away from everyone, which was helpful. Good. I'd suggest you find a way to stay there.
Yeah.
My father.
Yeah,
now here we go. Now it's going to kind of explain a little bit about the relationship between father and Nicole. My father and Nicole's relationship. My father is working, so he's unable to make time off to help Nicole. Hence, her needing my grandma and her mom's assistant. Overbearing conversation with my grandma and Nicole. I learned that both of them have a lot of stress, and it's making her feel depressed. That's all I know about them. Sister in the hospital. 3 days ago, my sister ended up in the hospital. My sister's been bullied for a long time. We reported it to the school numerous times, but nothing is ever done about it. That's where I have a problem with school, too. When they talk about having zero tolerance on bullying, but they don't do shit about it.
Once again, bro, what did I say earlier?
I would always tell my niece and nephews this, and I would probably tell them when they're older, but if they ever got into a fight to defend themselves at school, I will back them up personally as much as I can. I don't care. If I have to get into a fight with the principal or not, I will back them up. Personally.
No, I get it 100%. Like, I mean, I wouldn't go as far as being like, I'm going to do fisticuffs with the fucking principal.
No, I mean, verbal fighting. Verbal fighting, I mean. Like, I'm going to...
Okay, like, wait a minute there. Like, what are you fucking doing? Like, a fucking WWE cage match in the fucking gymnasium? Like, what the fuck's going on?
Only if he punches me first, which would be a stupid mistake right there. Okay. A girl has been harassing her online, started name-calling and laughing at her while they were walking at class. My sister then pushed the girl away from her, which escalated into a physical fight. The girl bashed my sister's head into a locker while they were fighting. My sister was then unconscious, and the school immediately called emergency service. My grandparents went to the hospital, and I went when I was done with school. My maternal grandpa drove in that night. My sister ended up with a severe concussion, but she came back home on Friday. She was doing better, but still having bad headaches. The bully was suspended, but nothing else was done. By the way, in all this mayhem, my dad did not show up once in the hospital. Oh, are you kidding me? But first of all, suspension? That's a slap out of the wrist for that kind of crime. I would have expelled her butt at that moment.
Okay, I get a suspension for, like, a fist fight or something like that. I get that. But physically slamming somebody into a thing that could have possibly severely injured or killed somebody? No. Get the fuck out of my school.
Yeah.
Come on.
Okay, there is some good news now. You ready?
Yep.
I am now living with my maternal grandpa. Yes, right.
Good. So basically the one family member who actually fucking has a brain?
Yep, but there is one bad news though.
Oh god.
But my sister is still living at my dad's place. My grandma has been going over to check on her, but the fact she's still living alone in the home is worrying me. She is still recovering from everything, and no one is fucking over there for her. My maternal grandpa asked my dad if he could take my sister with him for a week, and he said no. This piece of shit has threatened to call the cops on my maternal grandpa again. I'm calling the cops on him after he leaves for work on Monday. I don't know what else to do to get her out of that situation. I would have let him have her at that moment.
Dude, why are you calling the cops to make sure that your daughter's okay? What the fuck is going through this dude's head?
Again, he's thinking with the other head.
No. At this point, I don't even think it's that. At this point, I just think it's just he just doesn't have enough fucking brain cells left to even put two and two together. And two, it's like, you have family who are wanting to make sure that your daughter is okay. And you're saying, no, I'm going to call the cops if you show up. Are you that fucking stupid? Are you that retarded? That just proves to me, and once again, incriminating yourself that you don't care.
Stupidity at this point.
It is, dude. What is going on? I can't fathom this much fucking stupidity.
We got
cool.
We got a few mini updates. Let's go over these. Update: the cops and my grandma found my sister unconscious in the house. She's in the hospital again, and they're thinking she hit her head again when she fell. CPS is now involved.
Finally!
Yeah, hang on though. There's another update. There's small updates on different dates. So this one happened 2 days after that. Nicole decided to hold her impromptu sex reveal party this weekend while my sister's in the hospital and my dad is involving in a CPS investigation. I don't know what the fuck she was thinking. I want to know, too.
I'm sorry. Hold the fuck on. What? You mean to tell me that you purposely planned this when A, one of your stepdaughters is in the fucking hospital, and two, the father of your child is at a CPS meeting?
Well, it's an investigation, so...
Still! Are you that fucking retarded? Don't you think that maybe your family, maybe the fucking daughter of your child wants to see what you're having?
I don't know. Was his parents and her parents drinking when they were pregnant with these two?
Fucking drop them down a flight of stairs, more like it. Good fucking God. Are you... There is no reasonable explanation you can be this fucking retarded. You are literally have a mental illness, which then, okay, if you have a mental illness, I ain't talking shit no more. That's serious. That sucks. But
Anyways.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Okay, here we go. This woman has fatigue and extreme nausea, thinks she has the energy to entertain her entourage. Also, on an important note, my sister is recovering well, but she is being kept at the hospital for longer observation. At least she's okay. She's recovering. Give her that.
Yeah,
good.
Thank God for that.
Yeah. Now there's another update. 2 days again. My grandpa is searching for a lawyer to seek custody, and my dad is being actively questioned. Good. Dad, fuck you. You want to do that. And now,
dude, it's like, this could have all never happened, but yet you chose for it to happen. So, prepare to reap the fucking benefits, bro.
Yeah. Anyway, so another update. Here we go. My sister had a seizure. Now, this is 1 day after. My sister had a seizure, so my grandpa and I drove back in tonight. Grandpa wants to press charges against the bully. That's what you should have done. Dad should have charged the bully at that point. Press charges. Damn.
Yeah, come on.
Come on. Now, here we go. Here's another one. Now, this is 2 days again. Update, I'll be meeting with a CPS worker this week. Also, the doctor is suspecting my sister may have more severe TBI than previously thought. So she's going to stay at the hospital this week. Nicole announced she's having a girl after my sister was admitted to the hospital for the 3rd time. My dad is still nowhere to be seen. One thing he has done is called my maternal grandma, telling her he'll be out of town this week. This motherfucker's
so that basically confirms to me that after his first wife died, he immediately gave no fucks about his kids.
No, this dumb motherfucker was like, I think his first wife was the one that was keeping him actually having some brains.
I agree.
Now that he got stuck with this dumb bitch Nicole
dude, here. You have a kid on the way, not to mention a daughter again. So that's actually kind of hilarious. So you got another daughter on the way. I mean, you have one daughter who you basically shut down and got out of the family, and you got another daughter who's in the hospital basically fighting for her life, and you go out of town for a few. Come on, bro. Bro.
I'm gonna keep reading the updates, and we'll comment on all of them once I'm done with them.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So now this is 1 day after that one. My sister has mobility issues. They don't know to what extent yet. So 2 days from that. My sister will need physical therapy for the next few months, but she is slowly recovering. The school has extended the bully's suspension, and the school administrators have started direct communication with grandparents. I have the meeting with CPS today after school. Now, this is 1 day, 1 day after that one. CPS meeting went well. A lot of the questions centered around my sister's situation, but I brought up the urgent care situation and my dad's absent. I brought along conversation recordings too, but they really couldn't do anything with them. I heard they will speak a couple of more family members and Nicole. Okay, at least CBS is getting involved. I don't know why they can't take recordings, but it's probably like another legal thing.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to get involved about that. I'm not. Yeah. So anyway, so far, at least the sister's getting the help. But like I said, I think I'm getting dumber just trying to figure out how this guy's operating.
I had a little headache before we started this session.
Worse because of this.
And I took a pain medication, and now my brain hurts because I think brain cells are dying trying to figure this all out.
Well, I'm trying to figure out Dad here, and I think I'm giving up.
Dude, I think we figured out Dad. The Dad's a complete imbecile.
Anyway, so here we go. We're going to go again. Let me check the... Okay, here we are. So now there is an update. I'm not going to lie, Neon. You're probably going to want to kill this guy. Now, there was an update about 5 days after this, that last one we just read. My grandpa noticed bruisings around the nip of my sister's neck. And I noticed a lot of bruising on one part of her abdomen while helping her change.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm ready to I want to go after this guy myself, personally. I don't encourage violence, but that son of a gun needs to get his ass whooped.
It's like, dude, are you trying to get yourself thrown in prison? Like, what's the end goal here? Like, if this is abuse, which I hope to God it's not, but if this is abuse, you got, throwing your daughter out, you got basically lying to the police, you got a bunch of other bullshit going on. Are you trying to get yourself thrown in prison? Like, is that the end game here?
All right.
Like, come on, dude. God, why are people this stupid allowed to fucking be alive?
Yeah, so here we go. Now, here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna continue reading this entire post that we got, and once we're done, we're gonna start commenting again. But there is something I noticed that I'm like, oh fuck. Mm-hmm. No. Okay, so here we go. The bruising could not have come from her fall or the fight she had a couple of weeks ago. We're suspecting the worst, and have reported and documented the bruises. My sister is also not in a state where she is able to fully hold conversations, but from what she's able to tell me, my dad hit her on the neck and threw something at her stomach while she was asleep. Everything has been reported to CBS and police. I want to thank you guys for your support and wonderful advice. This has been a crazy roller coaster in general, but I'm glad it's finally coming to an end. I know there's still a lot more I'll go through, but I'm relieved that my sister is safe. I'm just per-faced. That has literally happened today. My other post is also becoming too long, so I thought I'd make a new one. At school, the office lady told me to come over. The front office lady called me over the intercom during the exam. I go over to see my dad standing there. That man pulled me out of class so he could bring me back home. I immediately told him that I'm not coming. And he said I don't have a choice in this and to move. By the way, during this, we're still standing in front of the office. I then yelled at him to leave. He yelled at me to shut up and move. Office lady got involved and asked if there was a problem. I told her that I refused to go back with him and asked her to call my grandpa. My dad then grabbed my arm and tried dragging me out the front office. I just kept screaming. The lady called the security officer and he came over. My dad told him I was acting like a brat and I am a problem child. I told the officer that I now live with my grandpa and not him. They called another officer over and he tells me that I'm only allowed to leave with my father. The officers leave and my dad gripped my wrist and pulled me toward his car. Then he fucking orders me to get into the car or else. I tried getting away, but he shoved me into the passenger seat. He warned me to not try anything and drove me back to his house. He then says I have to care for my sister while he's at work this week because I'm responsible for what happened to her. This is my way of paying back for everything I put him through. He texts me a minute later after he leaves telling me to not try anything, that he'll physically discipline me if he has to. Dude, I'm about to show you some physical discipline right now.
Dude, like, once again, are you trying to incriminate yourself? And first of all, why is she allowed to go with... And first of all, once again, incompetence on the school. Why is she allowed to go with her dad and actively knowing there's CPS involved?
I don't know.
Stupidity. That makes no sense to me.
Also, I'm just realizing because of what I'm reading now, when I read you that update earlier, that was the one after this. So I accidentally.
Oh, so.
Okay.
So the CPS is after this.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
good.
I accidentally got it messed up, but we know what happened in that one. Anyways, so I'll reread that one again so we can get everybody back on the page. About him manhandling me. Cops came over and maternal grandpa came over. Since no caretaker was home for my sister and my father did not pick up his phone, the cops allowed my grandpa to take her back home with us. They located my father a bit ago and arrested him. It's a shit show right now, but my sister is living with me and maternal grandpa. So I know she is at least safe. Good. So I'm
once again, dude, like, was that the end game you were going for to get your ass arrested?
Stupidity at it.
Like,
that's what it is.
Fuck.
Anyway, so now we know what the update was, which I accidentally mentioned earlier. Mm-hmm. They found the bruises and all that on the
And then
sister.
CPS got involved.
Yep. Now there's an update after that one. For real, I don't think he could get any scummier than he is. But today, through my lawyer, I found out that this piece of shit just got charged with possession of child pee.
What the fuck?
Apparently, they searched his phone regarding a situation involving my sister when they came across graphic pictures. I sincerely hope he rots in hell. Yes, I want the same thing right there.
Dude!
Rot in hell, buddy.
What the
Now
fuck?
There is an update about 4 days after that. Nicole's in the hospital because she was bleeding heavily and don't know if the baby is okay. Karma's a bitch, right?
Yeah, basically, that's all I can say here.
Yeah. So, now here's the next post. We're going to go through this again. We're going to go through this entire post. We're going to comment after that.
Okay.
Okay, so here we go. Alright, so here we go. Now, this is a sad one, and I really am sad for the OP. My grandpa passed away in May, and... Okay, in May. He was meeting with a friend after a meeting with the lawyers when it happened. I truly do not know how to feel. Everything was a blur. I'm still having to deal with the aftermath of it. The funeral was rushed and messy. He was not even buried next to my grandma, but was cremated against his wishes. I never once asked what my grandpa would have wanted. It seemed like people wanted to get over it and move on. I don't even have my grandpa's urn. I don't know who has it now, or what happened to it. I was never given a moment to breathe. Within a week of his passing, I was moved to 2 different homes of relatives I never met. I lost a lot of contact with my sister. She is less and less responsive to my calls and texts. My relative is trying to arrange a meeting for us by communicating with my paternal grandparents. He told us that he met with my sister and she's healthy and doing well. I don't know what's come to the custody issues now. Now there's an update. The custody battle is officially dropped and there's visitation agreement to be worked out. He has been sentenced already. I met her this past weekend and she seems to be doing well. Son of a bitch. First of all, respect, Grandpa.
Yeah.
You deserve that
Now,
respect.
you say sentenced. Who was sentenced?
I'm assuming Dad.
Okay.
Because he was the one that was arrested.
Yeah.
And being caught with that kind of shit.
Yeah, you're fucked, bro.
Yeah. And let's just say this. Prisoners do not like child predators.
They don't like child predators. They don't like people who murder women. They don't like people who abuse children. So he's fucked.
Yeah. If he wants to live, he better keep his mouth shut. Anyways, but first, I'm sad about that Grandpa passed away. I am sorry, OP. Your grandpa was a great man. All respect to him. Okay, yeah, so, first of all, Dad needs to go to hell. That's where he belongs. Grandpa, I hope he does well in heaven, and he's in a better place now.
Mm-hmm.
That's
yeah,
what
he
deserves.
tried so hard, man.
Now, there is a final post to this. I am personally done speaking on my situation. I'm getting ready for college and back in contact with my sister. She has recovered well with a few things still ongoing. A lot of other things still pending, may take months to resolve. However, I am ready to move on. Thank you all for the advice and well wishes. I am glad she's going to college because the thing she could do best is take all that pain she's gone through, put it into her studies, and make something out of herself with that. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's what I want her to do. I hope she does well. I hope she does something with her life. Because, let's be honest, her dad and those people are going nowhere. They're going to a shitty place where they belong. Well, I'm not talking about the sister. I think the sister is innocent in all this because of what happened. And like I said, seeds were planted. But now, I'm glad that she's doing well. And I think right now they're not going to do anything to the sister because now there's like that active case over their head. So the last thing they want to do is get one single report against them.
Not only that, that father's cooked. Like, he's done. Like, dude, like...
And probably the grandparents had a good reputation, and now if they're with that going on, I don't think they want to make it worse than it already is. So they're probably not going to do anything about it. They're probably going to do a lot better with the sister. I'm not saying that's true, but, that's what I'm thinking right now.
Like I said, dude, like, when it comes to these situations, it will forever blow my mind how an individual can be so stupid.
I know. Like, ah.
This is your own flesh and blood. Like, if you didn't want to take care of those kids, don't have kids, bro. And now, you know, that dude was sentenced with all the shit that he's done. Guess what? What about his newborn?
Well,
now she's not gonna have a father either.
Well, I don't know, because heavily bleeding like that.
I don't know. I'm assuming. Yeah, I know. I'm just assuming that the baby was okay. Yeah, but I don't know.
For me, I think it was a miscarriage, but we don't have that report, so we don't know for sure. But if that's the case, I really hate to say this, but that child was better off.
Honestly, much as I hate to say it, yeah. I mean, in my opinion, you know, I know we talked earlier about God acting in strange ways. That is, honestly, that's a strange way. You know, that was basically God saying, you do not deserve this child.
Yeah.
I'm taking it with me.
I hate to say that, but after the way I've been seeing and what I've been reading, just what's sad to me the most is good grandpa died. Him of all people. Exactly.
Yeah. It's always the good ones that go first.
Well, I'm glad OP's getting her life on track with college and all that. And I hope she does make something out of herself with that.
I agree.
OP, I want you to know, if you do hear this story, we got your back always, kiddo. Yep. And Dad, you could kiss my ass.
Dad, I know you're never going to hear this because your ass is rotten in the prison cell. But man, all I will say is do not drop that soap, bro.
And keep your mouth shut.
No. He doesn't have to keep his mouth shut. The prisoners know. I've heard stories about prisons, and they find out eventually. So that dude is done.
Well, keep his mouth shut so they don't find out sooner.
I don't know. I honestly, judging by the story, I don't think he has enough brains to do that.
Nope. So, I don't know how we should end this.
How can we end something like this, man? I mean, I guess the thing that we can say is thank God it's all turned out, you know, somewhat normal again for these two ladies. Like,
well, I'm glad.
That's pretty much all we can say.
Yeah, I'm glad the OP is able to move on and is actually going to do something with her life. She deserves it.
I'm glad that justice was finally served.
Yeah.
Like, sure, it was several years too late, but you know what? Who cares? It's over. Her dad's in prison for doing stupid shit. You know, I mean, she's now in different places. Both her and her sister are in safe places now. It's like, honestly, everything worked out in the end, and that's all you can ask for in a situation like this.
Yeah. I do also want to make something very clear, everybody. Yes, I wanted to kick the dad's ass in this. I'm normally not a violent person. I don't like violence that much. Some people deserve an ass whooping.
Oh, 100%. Like, some people you can tell that they've never been talked to a certain way in their life, so they act all high and mighty and act like they're the shit. And
we can see where that came from.
I think this is one of those cases where it's like, bro, admit it. You fucked up. Like, admit your failures, dude. Why are you fighting this?
And I haven't still decided if we should call Nicole the step monster or the step bitch.
Well, considering that she was the main cause of all this, basically.
No, I think the dad was always like this, but the mother was. Let's be honest, I
don't know. I mean,
she was probably strong enough to actually get him off his ass like that.
I don't know. I mean, because everything changed according to the story when the new woman appeared. So maybe, I'm gonna just assume that the stepmom is just a fucking bitch. Like, she didn't want. Like, just fucking say it when you're dating. I don't want to be a stepmother. Okay, cool. Move on. Simple as that. Come on, people.
Like I said, I think at that point in the beginning, he was just thinking with his other head.
He had to.
And then combined
with that
stupidity it seems like he always had.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, I want to say this was a nice episode of the Agency Unknown. We got the OP's back, and we hope she does well with her life and go to college.
Hell yeah.
And she makes something out of it. Anything you want to say, Neon?
I'll say this one thing. If you or somebody you know is getting abused at home or being neglected at home, do something about it. Because you will save their life one day, I guarantee it.
Whether it be call the cops, call CBS, do what you gotta do.
Anything.
Help them document it.
Anything.
Or get the very big uncle. That's a big biker uncle.
Get Uncle Jimbo. He'll fuck shit up.